Year 8, this is lesson 2 of your homework during this period. Great speeches, that's our topic. During the last lesson, we analysed one of Barack Obama's inauguration speeches, in fact the only inauguration speech that he did. He was never made president twice. This time we're going to try and apply some of our knowledge by writing a speech, and you've all had some sort of practice of this at home. Now I want you to follow the instructions that are on Show My Homework, so we're going to move through different stages of the lesson. Our topic today is video games. Xbox, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch. Are they good? Are they bad? That's what we'll decide. First off, take a blank page, Word document, publisher, whatever, or a little notepad if you've got it. In a circle in the middle of the page, just write video games, good or bad. And what I'd like you to do is, perhaps in 2 different colours, come up with some reasons why video games might be seen as good and why video games might be seen as bad. For example, you could say that video games are good because they offer stimulation to teenagers and allow them to do something instead of just sitting at home. On the other hand, you might argue that video games are actually bad because pupils are no longer reading or engaging in social activities. Now, after you've done that, as an extension while you're doing that perhaps, you might want to underline what you think is your most significant point. Which do you think is the best and why? Now, after that, we're going to transition into writing our own speeches. So, there's a few things that I want you to include. Your speech only has to be about a page, page and a half long, but you have to come down on one viewpoint. You can't say that video games are both good and bad. You have to choose one or the other. Video games are good, video games are bad. That's the premise of an argument. So you have to persuade somebody to get on your side and buy into your viewpoint. There's a few things that I'd like you to include. So, try including a forest. You all know what that is. Alliteration, facts, opinion, repetition, emphasis or emotive language, statistics and triplets. Now, it's not good enough to just use those different features. It's not good enough to just robotically include them in your writing. Instead, try to go a little bit further. Can you experiment with sentence variety and try and include some shorter sentences for impact or some longer sentences to communicate perhaps your longer, more developed ideas to the listener? Something else that you could try and include is a counter-argument. We've discussed this in class, I know many of you have with your several teachers as well. Can you predict what somebody who might be arguing against you might say, and then rubbish their arguments, say why they are wrong? Some people believe this. I believe, on the other hand, this, because. That's a good point as well. Can you use discourse markers in your writing? Can you use words like firstly, secondly, thirdly, finally, subsequently, to help give some cohesion to what you're putting on the page, so that it holds together and so that a listener, can follow it a little bit better. In terms of a structure, this is what I'd like you to do. Begin with an introductory paragraph, can be quite short, and in this you're going to address the audience, who you're speaking to, dear ladies and gentlemen. Talk about, also the topic of what you're going to be speaking about today. You could say, today I'm here to discuss the very, very pressing issue of video games. You also need to put forward your viewpoint on it. Do you think the video games are good? Do you think video games are bad? Following this, you need to include 3 paragraphs. Each of those paragraphs needs to contain a main point. It's not good enough to just write one big paragraph and then list all of those reasons inside of it. Each idea has to be developed. Part of the skill is in dragging out the ideas and finding enough to write about, and not just splurging and writing one after the other in a very rapid fashion. Finally, include a conclusion in your writing. In your conclusion, you need to hold on to and release your strongest point to try and really give some impact to your speech so that it ends on that high note and the listeners follow your opinion. More work coming soon, folks. Thank you very much.